All right, Nightmare Zone Survivors going back in episode 127, and oh my god, we are almost done. We got like 5 or 6 days or something like that left, and then, yeah, that'll be the end of Season 5, which is crazy. It took basically like a third of a year or something in order to get it at the pace I did, you know, not playing like day in and day out every single day. Be quiet, phone. Stop making noise and ruining my show. No shoutouts today. Looks like I caught up on them finally. And so today what we're going to do is I'm just going to continue just playing the game, collecting some influence, preparing for the 100th episode. I did figure out what I'm going to do. Not going to talk about it, though. And then our conversation subject, I'm going to answer a few questions in the community, and then I'm going to talk about elements in State of Decay that have not been explored far enough. Like, they're good ideas, but it feels like they're incomplete. Like, it could go farther. So, the question I want... Oh, first one was, so yeah, episode 126, I accidentally uploaded it without audio. Every episode that I record, there's actually a full version of the video without audio. And, when I save...
Send a rep?
Yeah, hold on. So let me see who we're sending in. I'd like to send in the guy who needs to level up. I want to get Discipline leveled up. So that's who we're going to play as. I guess he's going to go do some looting or something in order to skill up his Discipline. Let's go ahead and de-equip this. But yeah, so every... Of course, we got some guy who's like... making like General Grievous and hacking up his lung. Let me turn my headset volume down because he's gonna start driving me nuts. Yeah, every video has a version of it that has no audio at all, and sometimes I accidentally save the completed video in the wrong folder, and then I miss it when I upload, and I upload the wrong one. But what can you do? I guess you can focus on not uploading the wrong video.
This is Nigel Meredith. It's been a while, but I'm back on the air. I want to thank my new best friend Sasquatch for tracking us down and getting us back home. Operation Drawbridge may have failed, but Red Talon is continuing plans to fortify our Crow Lake site. We won't let you down.
Oh, who is it that's hacking up a lung?
I'm glad this guy's not dead.
Ladislaw? I mean, I guess he does have some blood plague. What a loser. It's just a little blood plague. Like, what's your problem? I can't even it's so distracting that I can't even think. Like, I just need to get the heck away from him. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. That didn't completely cure me. In that case, I actually should have used this one up here. Because the medkits don't genuinely cure you back to full. Let's go ahead and activate that just to use up some of our... There we go, surgery's maxed out. So now everyone gets plus 20 health. Which is, or at least I think it's just me. I think it's just me who gets plus 20 health. I don't think that's a community-wide effect. Oh, there's the Barrow style.
Problem over here. Could you folks help us out?
Maybe. The booze hounds want a hand with something? Sure. I can do that.
Some help over here.
And these guys want guns?
Set up and ready. Only
I could see why you want guns. Instead, let's get this thing repaired.
Don't worry, I'll be there before you know it.
So, community questions.
I can't stop you, but I don't have to like it.
Common questions include, why wasn't the gunslinging skill on the top 6 OP video? And the pyro launcher is definitely pretty OP. There's no doubt about it. And it was definitely on the list. So like when I made the list, what I did was... Where is it? Let's make another one. Oh my gosh, I gotta build more. So when I make a list, I don't just make 6 and then be like, okay, time to make the video. No, I tend to try to think as many as I can. And then after that, I try to narrow it down. So the gunslinging skill was actually there originally. and it was on the contenders. The reason it didn't make it to the top 6, though, was because, one, I wanted these to, the top 6 skills were gonna, the top 6 things were gonna be stuff that pretty much anybody could get, and they would just immediately be good. Like, there's no setup involved. It's just like, bam, they just change your gameplay instantly. And the thing about... Let's go ahead and use them all. Yeah, let's just completely repair this thing back up. And so the thing about gunslinging is, first off, you have to get it. Like, your character could level up their shooting skill, and they might not get it. You could use a retraining manual and force your characters to get it, but that adds a level of inaccessibility, because you might not have a retraining manual, and who knows when you're going to be able to get one. What does this guy want? He needs the ingredients. And then we have a mysterious... Let's go get the guy's ingredients first. Over there. So that's the first issue, is that the skill it might not be something that you have access to, and you might not have access to it for a while. The second issue is that the skill, it's pretty good on its own, but for it to really reach its potential, you need a little bit of a setup. And by that I mean, if you want to just like aim snap the crap out of some enemies, you're gonna need a lot of, what do you call it, stamina. So you're either gonna need a stamina skill, you're gonna need like backpacking and discipline,
Stay a while, my friend.
or you're going to need, what does he want? We found some, but it's infested. Sure.
All right, everybody, I'm on the motherfucker.
Where is the objective? Oh, it's right next to our house. Convenient. Get inside, jeez. You had all that time to get in, you're just sitting there. So you either need other skills, and your character might not have those skills. You may have already chosen a cardio skill, and so you can't get backpacking, and then you need to use a retraining manual. You might not, and then you also could use stamina items, but you might not have the stamina items in good supply to actually make use of the skills. So while gunslinging is super strong, I decided that to cut the list down to 6, the reason we're going here is because I heard the feral. Okay, so he attacked her instead of me, which meant a little harder. Maybe we can just double team him and beat the crap out of him. Yeah, let's just beat the crap out of him.
I hate those guys.
Alright, yeah, so let me finish my thought. So basically, if I'm gonna make a top 6 list, and so that means there were more than 6 OP things, and some of them gotta get trimmed. Oh, come on, don't tell me those juggernauts are gonna hear. So that means we have to drive farther away to leash them and approach the target from another direction. So that the juggernauts don't get involved. Might actually be able to use this to help us out, just because I didn't bring a distraction, and I don't want to shoot
I feel
the...
better out here with a sniper watching over me.
You want it? You got it.
There's the screamer. Can I get him? Got him. I think we got him right through some broken planks in the wall, too. Yeah, you see how rapidly she changed directions? I would have missed if I had recocked the
I
bolt.
can handle this.
Oh, fuck that.
Jeez, I'm sorry. Jeez, I'm sorry.
Repetitive dialogue. Okay, time to find the supplies that we need. Probably in this cardboard box here. Cardboard box is typically the objective box. But anyways, I think you get the point. That's why the...
I'm one lucky.
Ah, it looks like one of those dead guys is infected.
Where?
Hey.
I hope I didn't
Okay,
break the
let's do
quest
Yeah, okay.
by having the sniper
Kick
automatically
some
kill him.
ass.
Thanks for the save. I am sicker than sick. I need a doctor.
Get your shit together. You're going back home.
Thanks, dude. You rock.
Okay, so she has, first we're gonna head back to our base to get a plague cure, because we're gonna need a plague cure to give to her. That is step 1. And then after that, we'll be good. Anyway, so that answers, that should, I mean, you should be able to understand what I was talking about, why gunslinging was not on the first wave. Well, like I said, I am not denying that it's pretty OP. Definitely be on the second list. So, the second one is, why aren't the Red Talon characters on the list? And, okay, so one thing, I got to make sure I don't put this into the... Because I kind of have a tendency to go on autopilot, and I could easily just... Okay, we got to make a cure. That's fine. Over here. Make a cure. Got it. Now we can head back. We'll cure her. We'll give her the sack of corn. And I believe they'll have one quest left. I'm not sure if they're going to give us the brewing skill we're after, but it's something to do. If they give it to us, great. If they don't, still, who cares? It's something to do. In some ways, I'm just looking for time to kill on the this final objective. So why didn't Red Talon characters make it on the list? I talked a little bit about why I'm not entirely convinced about Red Talon characters being OP, and that's because like a lot of them do have these really annoying double-edged effects, such as one, like they can eat more food than the typical character. They have like double food requirements. They can have like double bedroom requirements, and those aren't like morale based. They're just like, that's just because, oh, I'm a Red Talon guy. Like, I'm expecting, like, more amenities from your community, basically.
You think puking is bad? Try puking blood.
You've survived worse, right?
Talk to Lily.
Who knows? Maybe this shit'll sort itself out.
Yep. Let's give you the cure.
This little 8-ball might just save your ass.
I'm not giving up. Give me that stuff.
The nice dramatic cutscene. Talk to Lily.
Have I got enough?
Here's the corn.
Can you meet up?
Today's the day we all get clean. We'll finish the still, but only for medicinal purposes.
Good luck.
Oh, I didn't turn off my computer volume, and just all of these things are like or like, I don't know what you would call like audio bombing me. Okay, what else did let's check the Wandering Trader. Oh, he's pretty close by too. I'm getting distracted from my main goal, which is to level up discipline, but there's stuff to do. Anyway, so like I said, the Red Talon characters, they have a lot of double-edged things, and like the things that they do really good, I don't really put a whole lot of value on it. That's the issue there, is that I don't really consider them to be all that powerful. Like the various skills they have, they're super strong, but is it overpowered strong? Or basically, is it like the Eternal Guard Infinite Rage? Is it... Oh my gosh, like if I didn't drive a little bit faster there, that bloater would have caught me. Okay, I followed the wrong arrow, apparently. How many times... Well, while we're here, let's grab some firecrackers. That's what I'm not convinced on, is that... Are they overpowered, or is it like the Eternal Guard's Infinite Rage? Like, where it just has a crap load of bullets in it, and it's like, does it really matter that it has all these bullets? Is this really what's gonna classify it as OP? So, I just wasn't convinced that the Red Talon characters were overpowered, like, in Season 2 of the Nightmare Zone. I wasn't really impressed by him. Like, yeah, hacking, okay, it's cool, you get a 7th outpost, but, like, I honestly, I just kind of shrugged my shoulders to it. It's not something that just revolutionized my gameplay, having him around. In fact, what I used the Red Talon guy for was mainly to kind of piss on Gregory. Like, like we're replacing like old stinky Gregory with the new hotness. That's honestly, I did it for the memes. I mean, maybe I need to use some more of them, but that's why I didn't make it on the list, because, like, I do not see their value as being overpowered.
Okay, let's do this.
Sounds good.
Oh, man, I thought he was going to pull that on me for a second. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Hold on a sec.
Oh, my God.
Hey there.
I got a feeling you and me can do business.
Ah, I see. So this is a Zed Hunter trader. So it looks like this is another way to get the advanced biochem station. Very expensive, though, at 1,500. I'll buy this. This is my favorite gun. I'll buy that just because why not? And that's probably it. Let's loot this while we're here. But that's why I didn't do it. Anyways, let's move on. So those were the questions I've been getting, and I've been noticing reoccurring questions. I'm probably not actually going to take any of this stuff. I'm just going to loot it in order to get EXP for discipline. Like, I just want to level my discipline skill up. I'm probably going to fast loot as well, just to get this over with quicker, even though we can get a search crash. So what are the things in State of Decay that I think are not... They don't go far enough on? The concepts are too shallow. I think that's actually a problem with State of Decay in general, that the game is a bit too shallow. That's actually the reason why Project Zomboid has been heavily requested, and why I am going to play the game, because from what I understand, Project Zomboid is quite a bit more deep than State of Decay 2. And I think that's, I mean, that sounds interesting to me. I won't know if I like it until I... stupid aim assist. I'm gonna turn aim assist off. I wonder if that's gonna make things better. Controls... Where is it? Sensitivity... Gameplay... Accessibility... Aim assist... None. So now the problem is I'll have the probability of just overshooting my target without the game slowing my aim down, but on the other hand, I won't have to worry about the aim assist screwing me up on...
Fire in the hole!
I think the main issue is that since Undead Labs, they're not like they're not a really, really experienced shooter game company. Like, they don't know how to properly balance their aim assist. Like, the aim assist in Halo, for example, is really good. It's very subtle. It requires you to use mostly your own aim, and that's actually what makes it really good, where you don't have these problems. Is that the Screamer? No. There's the Screamer. But in general, I do think that State of Decay suffers from problems of being too shallow of a game. Like, it needs more complexity. The combat systems are okay, but really it's the management stuff. That's the stuff that's lacking. So the first one I'm going to talk about is... I think those are the guys who need the gun. Yes, it is. We don't need that. Let's do some looting. And the example I'm going to use is first our bases. So having that little discussion about like why I think it's really easy to build a base, I think that's a problem right off the bat. And the issue is that what if we didn't have... What if you had more slots? Like, what if most bases had like 6 slots in them? What if we were living in the container fort, where you have quite a few small slots? The issue is that what are you going to put in them? Like, there's really not a lot of really important stuff. There's not a lot of stuff where you're like, oh yeah, man, I'm going to put this in and it's going to make a big difference. That's why you choose the essential stuff. You're choosing the essentials like a workshop and an infirmary because those are the ones that have the biggest impact on your gameplay. I mean, it's not like people are installing them because, like, begrudgingly. People aren't, like, saying, gosh, if only I didn't have to install a workshop. No, the workshop is a really fun, what do you call a facility? Because it builds your repair kits for your vehicles, it repairs your weapons, it does the things that you want to do. It's something...
We had a little extra, so we figured...
Officers of the law, they're just giving me stuff. It provides the stuff that you would want to receive. Same with, like, the infirmary. The infirmary makes all the really good items. It makes all these healing items. It has these really awesome benefits. Like, let's look at it. Look, it's got these things like infection therapy. That's a cool ability. Emergency medicine, primary care. Those are all great abilities. You can plug this awesome mod into it to make interesting things. There's also, like, choices involved with it, like sanitation machine if you're having problems with plague, pill press if you want to make things more efficiently, and of course there's this here, the stabilizing foam, free healing just because your characters don't regenerate lost hit points. It's a really interactive facility. It's a fun facility. This has the CNC mill. It has all of the ammo presses. It has the salvage furnace. There's just so many things about it that are really neat. It's a fun facility. It's engaging, and it's a good facility. In other words, it's not just being used because it's necessary, though it is necessary. I mean, it's not literally, like, you know, like the game doesn't explode, but I would consider it necessary. But it's also a fun and interactive facility, and so the issue is. If you only have 4 slots, yeah, part of it is that...
Maybe we're not gonna die after all.
Ah, there we go, 5 days to go. Part of it is, yeah, it's true that you want to plug the necessities in, but the thing is that the necessity facilities are also, they tend to be really fun. Not always, like, some of them are not as engaging, like the farm. But the farm, it just makes you feel a lot better when you're just pushing back that problem of the game eating you out of house and home. So it's like, it still feels like really impactful. And so while it's not as interactive, the impactful feel that it gives you encourages you to build it. It makes you feel like, yeah, I want to build this. So then the problem is after you build the first few really important facilities, so you build your, you build your infirmary, your workshop. After that, you build your, what do you call it? A farm of some kind, and then a watchtower. I know some people don't like watchtowers. They feel like they're a wasted facility. I will say the watchtower, even if you don't want the protection, it does boost your morale. Like, you got people like Eric likes the watchtower, Suzanne likes the watchtower, Mackie likes the watchtower. That's like that's 45 morale alone. And if you don't have the watchtower, then you can actually start losing morale instead. So there is a double-edged feature of it's like there are multiple downsides to not using a watchtower, and a strategically placed watchtower can make a difference. Like, it does give your guys a good shooting position, as well as force your guys to actually shoot. Oh, I didn't want that. I'm just on autopilot right now. I want this. Let's get the, let's bring the car closer so that I don't have as far to travel.
Man, I'm out of gas.
I could probably assassinate some of these guys, too. It's, Wits EXP. Let me see. Give me survival retrospective. I want that extra 33% EXP for sure. Every little bit of EXP counts, especially for Wits skills, since Wits is possibly the slowest skill in the game to level up without using some kind of... I just really want to kill these guys. Got him. go assassinate some guys in the field. Anyways, the point is that the good facilities are also the really interactive facilities, the ones that really feel like they make a difference. That's the issue. After those important facilities have been added in, I mean, like, what are you going to do? Like, you could add in I can't even think of it now. The training facilities. Either one of them. The training facilities are useful, but they lose their usefulness once you've leveled all your characters up. So, like, if you've leveled up your cardio and your fighting, then the gym loses a portion of its value. Not all of it, but the big portion of it is gone. What value does it remain with? Well, it does have some stat boosting effects, but really, are you going to compare, let's see, compare stat boosting effects, like, I'll take a look at a mod in a moment, just for example. Let's look at this one here. So here we got all-in-one workout system. A mighty +5 max stamina and max 5 HP. That hardly makes a difference. That's like hardly anything. This one gives you action speed, like, here we go. Free weights, 10 health. Like, they're not, these facilities, these add-ons are not interactive, they're not interesting, they're not fun, they're too low in terms of impactfulness in order to really feel like, oh man, this is exciting. Like, I feel like I'm making these really strategic moves by installing this into there. What you really feel like you're doing, it just feels like you're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like, you know, I gotta get some kind of value out of this stupid facility. You know, that's the problem. Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that there were 3 ferals there. These guys must have just spawned in. Notice how they're all in perfect synchronization? That suggests that they just now spawned in. 2, 3. Excellent. I'm quite satisfied with that. I was hoping that I'd get out of his visual range. Hopefully this is a good endorsement for this weapon. Like, I know some people are like, I don't know about that Echo S2. I'll tell you, the Echo S2, this thing is really good. This is a really good weapon. Oh, more. Look at all these freaks and whatnot. We can just pick these guys off. Getting a lot of influence from that. Not only do we get influence per freak slain, but then they count as a horde, so then we get a horde removal bonus. But that's the issue there. So not only are the essential facilities more impactful to the game, they're also more interactive, more fun to use, and then the luxury. When I say luxury, I'm not even talking about this one. This one's a really fun. This Officer's Quarters is really fun. Not only is it impactful, but it's got all these cool abilities for you to use. It's great. And then you can plug in a powerful mod like the White Noise Machine. It's a fun facility to use. I'm talking about, like, we don't have any open spaces, but I'm talking about, like, mainly like the training facilities and whatnot. Yes, they do give you a slight improvement, but as I said, they're just not that impactful. And so like, oh, darn, I was hoping. How close are we? 1 star to go. I feel like I've gotten a little bit derailed. Anyways, so because the subject was shallowness. So the issue is that the facilities are just too basic. That's the problem. When you plug in the facilities, you're going to put all the essentials in, and there isn't a lot of room for self-expression because all of those bonus facilities, they're not very interactive to begin with. Like I said, the training facility, it's something that you're going to use for a period of time, and then when you're done with it, once you've leveled up your characters, you're probably just going to deconstruct it and replace it with something else. and I don't think that's wrong. I think it's fine for facilities like that to exist, but the problem is that the facility customization, it's on autopilot, and that suggests that it's too shallow. It's too obvious that there are good choices, and it's too obvious that there are bad choices, or maybe not bad, but there are temporary choices, and I guess in some cases there are bad choices. Like, why would you ever use the latrine when you could use something like the... what's it called? The kitchen. I was gonna say obviously the officer's quarters, because the officer's quarters has a latrine built into it, but you know, maybe you don't own it, but the latrine, it's like you're using an entire small facility for basically 10 morale. That's awful. Mysterious quest? Sure, why not? Looking for things to do. Oh, there's something. We need to call in our celebration stuff. We need a weapons delivery.
Hey, anybody here?
So, and here's what I think they need to do. There needs to be more facilities in general. Basically, there needs to be more facility slots so that after you plug in the most basic and obvious facilities, there is still room for creativity. Let me just head back and unload some of this crap. That's the first problem. Problem number one. People are always going to put the necessities in. It's a survival game, after all. You are encouraged to make sensible decisions and focus on needs rather than luxuries. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that there can't be a lot of room for creativity if you don't accommodate any room for it. Like, no one's going to sacrifice the needs, like the really good facilities, for a luxury item. That wasn't a hit? Oh, that looked like a hit. This bush is ruining everything. Let me crouch.
Damn, I'm good.
Got him.
Okay, that's my last mag.
So that's what they need. We need to be able to customize our bases further. That's step one. Base customization, way too shallow. Problem number two, it's actually in a pretty similar vein, is that it would be nice if
Hey, did you miss me?
we could modify our base itself a bit further. For example, why can't we wall up this? Like, there's metal here, which prevents me from getting across it, but I can get across over here. Why can't we make improvements to the base? Like, okay, metalworking. Metalworking is a skill. Where is our metalworker? It's Eric. Metalworking is a skill that was good in the beginning of the game, but now that the high-angle rescue hatchet is in the game, which is basically just better than the rebar blade. Let's go find the rebar blade, actually. Come on, rebar blade, where are you? Here it is. Look at the stats. It's not just subjectively 6 pounds, 8 pounds. It's not even subjectively, it's like, in some ways, but no, it's just better in general. This thing is 2 pounds heavier than this. This weighs 6 pounds. This weighs 8. And all of its stats are the same except impact and ease of use, and it's worse. So this rebar blade is just worse than this. The way you get this is through Cash Beaumont, down over here by the river. It's in his the critical response. The way you get... I mean, there are multiple ways to get the rebar blade, but the primary way is here, the forge. So, this is an important skill. This is an advanced skill here. This is metalworking. And this goes into the shallowness of the game. Metalworking should be an important skill. But they added a weapon that makes... So they added an unnecessary weapon. Like, they didn't need to add that into the game. There was no need for the high-angle rescue hatchet. And all it did was make one of the important skills in the game worse. Now, why can't metalworking make one of these and reinforce the base further? Now that would be cool. That would mean like there would be a real then you could have like masonry. You could get a guy who's got skill in masonry. You could get a guy who can make like glass panels, and then you could actually like customize this base. You could learn to make like wire fences. You could make like barbed wire, all kinds of neat stuff. And maybe you could build your own luxury furniture. You could get a guy who just like, you could get like a guy who's out, like he's like an Amish carpenter or something. And, oh, let's get these guys.
That shut you the fuck up.
Ah, I missed. So that means he's gonna get it off. No. Not like it matters. I mean, they're gonna collect over there. And like, say with like a carpenter, like maybe you could get a carpenter to make you furniture, and you could like furnish your base with like, at first, like ghetto furniture that gives you a little bit of a morale bonus, but then you could eventually get like luxury. You could get someone who knows how to sew and someone who knows furniture, and then like you combine the skills together and you can make like really nice homemade furniture to decorate your base.
There's a lot of fucking zombies.
This should be a large scale siege. Good. That means we can see the correct weapon in action again. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of this. Let's get this. Put this back in and go ahead and grab ourselves a BFG.
Noise is gonna bring a lot of zombies. Just, FYI.
And he's getting tired, so we'll swap characters afterwards.
The base is under attack. Damn zombies.
Let's default to the pyro launcher, since I'm more worried about getting killed by a feral.
Keep this up a little longer.
Go take a shot of coffee, just to get rid of that.
There's more of them on the way.
I want to see. I'm trying to get out of the fight so that I could see how my allies perform. So, the advantage of a watchtower, you see how these guys won't go into melee combat? That's the advantage, is that if you've got good weapons, the watchtower will prevent them from just defaulting into melee combat like our other guys want to do. You can still hear the crack of that BFG loudly. Oh, here's a feral. And they hit it. Lots of shooting. Not a lot of hitting, though. See, look at it. Look at the angle of their gun. See, she's shooting at it. Look at the angle of her gun. They're shooting at a man-sized target, not like because the feral's basically an animal-sized target. Like it's more akin to like a wild rabid cat or something. I mean, a real rabid animal like tends to flip out because it has like nervous system problems. So they killed it. I bet the reason they killed it is because when it leaps at you, it gets a little taller. Because, you know, it jumps and therefore its height increases. Go ahead and destroy that.
Pay for their fucking dinner. Every survivor I see is like a fucking gift.
They're getting invaded because they didn't see him coming up. So observant. Look how observant they are. But that's the value. That's one of the values of the towers, is that it forces your guys to use their guns. So if you've got really good guns, then yeah, the watchtower will force them to use those really valuable guns that you have collected. I do like that execution. I do talk about how I prefer the State of Decay 1 executions. I do like that one in particular. Okay, let's put all this crap away. We're gonna use the weapon that we stowed away in here. There we go. Let's go ahead and use... I don't know. I think everyone is maxed out now.
Zombie infestation is kind of like cancer. You've been ignored for a while.
Let's use Suzanne. We haven't... She's the new girl, so... We make a little noise to get these guys. That should get their attention. Because, like, even running makes noise, so that'll get them to move in this direction. And then our allies will kill them. So what I want to do is, we're going to put this BFG in... Where is my... Echo S2? And I want a pyro launcher. This one has no damage. And now what we'll do is that this was actually one of Yukiko Davila's ideas from... So this was an idea that I used way back in Season 1, and people were like getting on my case about using it. I don't necessarily think they were wrong to get on my case about using it. Not that this isn't a good idea, but it was kind of the wrong timing of it. So when your list gets really huge, what you can do is stow it in a vehicle so that when you change characters, you just move right over here, go like this, and then you would go in, and you're just right back on guard duty. You put your remaining weapons back. Well, just one of the things that you can do to make things more efficient. Let's see, how are we looking? Fuel is acceptable. Materials can be put in. Let's see if there's any... Crouch, and see if there's anything we need to activate. Meta-analysis. Keep making stuff. So there is a better use for ethanol, but currently I'm missing one of the key components to make that work. These appear to be... So I'm just going to let these wear off so that we can keep them in sync. So, like, there is a way to make even more money, and that would be to sell these right here. These painkillers. The problem, though, is... So here's how it works. You turn food into ethanol, and any ethanol you get, you convert any food you get into ethanol, and then you just make these right over here. But you need pharmacology, and what makes it so good is when you also use this right here, the pill press. It gives you a painkiller crafting discount, makes them super cheap, very inexpensive, and these sell for a lot of money. So that would be an even better reason to use it, and probably a good argument to include pathology as one of your skills. Let's go get our resources that we called in.
Hey, we ain't been stopped yet, and we ain't gonna be.
So that's the second issue there. So the base building is a bit shallow, and many of the skills are being obsoleted. Like, they're not very good skills anymore. Part of that is Undead Labs as well. I guess all of it is their fault, if you want to get technical about it, but... Should not have shot that. Now that's going to get their attention. One, two, three. I forgot she doesn't have stealth. She actually has scouting. That's why I'm able to see all these guys. That shot might have attracted the guy over here. Let's put something in here, just so I can grab the final item out of the pack. Good. Let's head back to base now. So the skills, I think there are too many skills that just aren't very good. Like, metalworking was okay, here's the thing about metalworking needs to be the best conversion of materials to parts in the game. The forge should be better than the CNC mill. Not that the CNC mill needs to be weaker. It's fine the way it is. The forge, on the other hand, it needs to be stronger. That's the key. The forge needs a buff. Because it should be, like, if you require a complete skill in order to unlock it, let me get some firecrackers. if you need a complete skill to unlock something, then it should be really good. That's like a permanent decision. The CNC mill, that's not a permanent decision. Like, anyone can, you just need the mod, and that's it. You can plug it in or you don't plug it in. The metalworking, on the other hand, there's no way to retrain metalworking. Like, once you choose metalworking, they're metalworking forever unless they add a way to scrub 5th skills. So, metalworking, it needs to be really good. I mean, in general, craftsmanship sucks. Like, construction, it lets you build a bunch of, like, kind of whatever-ish mods to install into your facilities. Where, like, wow, look at all these bad guys. Honestly, like, the best filler mod is probably the comfy chair, an extra 3 morale, unless you've really capped your morale out. A little bit of extra storage, not that big of a deal. A little bit of extra morale, it might be what gets you into your final tier of morale. Let's clear these guys. Feel like I'm doing better without the aim assist. It is taking a moment to get used to, though, because I am used to when I'm aiming on their head that the aim assister kicks in, and that I don't have to move my crosshair quite as much. Oh, okay, this was amazing self-cleaning infestation. So, the skills are too shallow. Like, there are some skills that are really good. There are some skills that are super interactive. Let me get out of the car, and let's look at our skills. We can see the ones that are, like, pretty interactive. I think they're good skills. Let's look through them. Auto mechanic. That's the next one. Auto mechanic. Apocalypse vehicles, they need to be improved. They're too shallow. We'll come back to that, though. Driving, that's a pretty cool skill. It's a hidden skill, and it's pretty cool. Munitions, very interactive. It's an awesome skill. There's so many uses for it makes so many things better. Munitions, it unlocks things and just makes overall, it's just a really good skill. Surgery, amazing on Nightmare Zone. Not only does it give you this, it gives you this really awesome ability right here. Primary care, minus 50% injury chance and 50 more health. It's what will help, it's what could spell the difference between life and death if you get jumped by a feral. Metalworking, too shallow. Why did they invalidate this skill at the high angle rescue at you? They probably weren't even paying attention. Programming, an interesting skill. It's at least interactive with the ability to call in maybe we can find a plague art to blow up. And then agriculture, this is an essential skill. It's a skill that, it's not very interactive, but it makes you feel good. It feels like, yeah, it's just like a skill like a doctor. You would think in an apocalypse, you would absolutely want a doctor. Agriculture, absolutely a skill that, this is a skill that you would want. It's part of the fantasy of the game. You definitely would want somebody with it. But the skills are often too shallow. So let's move into I just got reminded of it. Vehicles. The vehicles, they stink in State of Decay. Like, the Apocalypse vehicles, on Standard Zone, they're overkill. The unupgraded vehicles are more than good. Sounds like a feral horde. Let's get the correct weapon equipped. In the event I get jumped. I could just stab him to death. Really, I'm about to say, you better get set on fire by that. What if I fight 2 of them at once? Why didn't I was, look at that, I'm dodging, but it's not giving it to me. You even saw my character go through the dodge animation. I'm gonna fight 2 ferals at once. It requires a lot of patience. I'm waiting for them to make a mistake. There we go. There we go, they made a mistake.
I gotta rest.
There we go, that's another mistake. Oh, I thought she would go a little further than that. Might be able to get 2 hits on him.
Getting lower now.
I really need stim packs here. Ugh, I need to activate that again. Ah, we just gotta kill one of them. If we can kill one of them, it will get so much easier. Damn. I ran out of supplies. That stinks. I don't have the correct supplies. I need Oh no. How will the pharaohs... How will they deal with me jumping through these repeatedly? Oh, they'll deal with it by just kind of going through, kind of hitting me anyways, I guess. I don't like how sometimes I jump through it and then sometimes I don't. You notice that? Oh, it's probably... okay, so I climb into it and I jump out. Why? What's the difference between it? See, when it's one, then you could start stun locking them with the skill. Damn, look how many hits it had left. That's crazy. There we go, now he's dead. Go ahead and use some of our supplies up, I guess. One of these. And... okay, yeah, I gotta get more supplies, so we used up all of our healing stuff. I probably... if I had these here, the stimulants... because those stims last for 3 minutes each. 3 minutes each would have been enough to kill them, but not, what do you call it, 30 seconds each. Anyway, so yeah, the vehicles are too shallow. Now, on one hand, so here's what's cool about vehicles. These vehicles here, you don't even want to upgrade them. Because if you upgrade these 2 vehicles, they basically get worse. They both become the same Apocalypse vehicle. They'll both become the Hellion. And that thing, it takes away their special features. This one here would lose its radar, so that would make it worse. And the other one would lose its storage, because this one gets 8 storage. Oh yeah, the booze hounds, they need us to get their gear back. Go ahead and make another... Good. In order to kill those guys, we're gonna need some bloater gas. So let's grab that real quick. Also, why is this with me? Get this piece of crap away from me. Could be enough. I'm probably gonna use one of these as well, just to keep the zombies off of me. Won't keep the zombies off my ally, but it's more important that they're off me, because, as we know, our allies could take quite a bit of damage from zombies. Yay.
We've been robbed. Somebody broke in and stole all of our distillery equipment.
I'm coming your way, whether you like me or not.
Thanks, buddy.
Juggernauts. But yeah, so vehicles, the problem is that on Standard Zone, they're just totally overkill. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with upgrading your vehicles to Apocalypse in Standard Zone, but the issue is that I mean, they're already super powerful, so you're just making a super powerful vehicle a bit better. But in Nightmares, though, they also don't matter because their durability, it doesn't make enough of a difference. Because, like, I have used some of the Apocalypse vehicles before, and as I said, the increased armor they get didn't make a difference. They still explode. They are still destroyed very easily. So I think what they need to do instead is they need to make vehicles more modular, where they can actually... Okay, you're not the quest giver, you are.
The suspense is killing me. Don't worry. I've been going real easy on the drinking lately. I got your back.
Where are they? Okay, they're right over there. So, what I think they should do is make the vehicles modular. I probably talked about it before, so to quickly recap, I think that each vehicle should have a certain number of slots, and you should basically be able to get plugins, and you put the vehicle in, and that determines what customizations they have, like more armor, more fuel capacity, more, you know... what's the word? Storage. And at the same time, they should have some of their own existing mods, like... This one of its mods should be that it has a radar system, like this kind of like thing that allows it to be a basically a surveyor, an automatic surveyor. And you should be able to chop cars up. You should be able to dismantle them, and that's how you could get more mods. Like maybe you can get like an awesome luxury seats and like customize your cars so that it gives your guys more morale. Like maybe for 1 hour after getting out of the vehicle, their morale is increased, or you know, just something like that. Or you could have, like...
For hostels around here.
You have your life. Now get out of my sight.
Can we pretend to be friendly for a sec?
Drop your stuff. I wouldn't mind some friendly help about now.
Okay, I see him. He lob a few over.
Fire in the hole!
Maybe we can get lucky and hit him. Oh yeah, see that? Yeah, he's not doing too good. There's another one. No, you don't. Oh, didn't get out of it in time. Yeah, she tried to break dance. She's like, yeah, I'm flipping out. Yeah, break dance. Hey, come over here. Over here. Over here. Oh. There we go. Where's the last one at? Oh, she took off? Oh, that's why they can't detect me. It's because of the scent block. I forgot about that. Come on, get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. Get in! Where are you? Oh, you're on a roof.
You noticed the creeper, right?
Interesting, I guess. Really? Oh god, they're shooting back. How am I not hitting him? How is that not hitting him? I think that's BS. Well, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Should be able to get him through the... Really? Are you seriously not dead? You're like completely fine, I see. Let me trip her in the... Oh, God! Oh, she might be dead. Wait, can I... Oh, wait, I have to get up. Hold up now. Oh, wait, that's right, we can't do that. Alright, so let's, that's another reason why you want the scent block on during firefights. I forgot that can't even be used, so don't worry, I'll be back. In the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll
Having
be
a
back.
Heart move in must really fucking hurt.
God help me if I find the assholes who fucked that up.
That was also the mistake of, let's make sure, we have to make sure we don't crash into like a bloater. Because even though the scent block is still active, we could just accidentally run over the bloater. Okay, let's go ahead and cure ourselves. There. Oh wow, that didn't fully cure us either. So maybe they both don't do it.
Nobody make fun of
Oh,
me.
interesting. So we learned something from that. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, they were the chosen ones. So the chosen ones became the thieves. So how weird was that? What a strange battle that was.
Damn, too loud.
Let's go ahead and might as well finish them off, even if it's no longer a major objective. So how weird is that? She leaves her designated headquarters area to climb up top of a building, and then she also looked like a Red Talon character as well. What a strange turn of events. Floater cloud grenades, please. Also, let's cure our existing blood plague. So the booze hounds still have all three of their guys. Maybe I should actually leave them there just so that we can actually... Let's also call this in. Med Trader.
Get your ass back here and talk to a man about a horse.
I've got the meds. You ready to trade?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're right there.
Hey there, business partner.
Why can't everyone be so close like that? Like, she's like literally just warped in. Like, she didn't come like from across the map like the other ones.
Supplies delivered. Go me.
So, I'm questioning whether... Okay, what I might want to do is just leave to see if we get that quest again, and if they want us to wipe out that community a second time,
Sure.
I think we're gonna be okay for a while.
then their community will already be vulnerable because they lost 2 people earlier. Oh. It's typically not a good idea. Hopefully you realize that. It's not a great idea to climb up into combat with a hostile. I also don't understand why the plague gas didn't get her, considering that it clearly looked like it was in range of her. I guess it just felt like today just wasn't the die in plague gas day for her. Oh, she's, oh no, all this fresh air up here on top of the building. Let's go back and get her. Jeez. Fortunately, if this character died, she's like a super luxury character, basically having 2 characters with driving. So it's not like... It would be annoying to replace her just because driving isn't super common, but it wouldn't be like, oh no, like we lost our agriculture, or we lost like something like that. Let's see, are they still on top of the roof? Nope. Turn this on. Looking for a good angle to try to hit her from. I think I like this angle over here. I missed again. Didn't miss that time. Oh, she's gonna do some breakdancing. Doing the techniques. Oh man, her breakdancing skills weren't very high. What'd you have? Oh, strong painkillers. Pretty good. Okay, here's our Red Talon character. She probably had the SP5K, I imagine. That's what it seemed like she was shooting at us. Yep, there it is, SP5K. We can take these just for the heck of taking them. I don't know where the other guy went. He may have shambled off into the sunset. Those guys were definitely the Red Talon, the like crazy ex-Red Talon guy. But yeah, that's gonna be it of this episode. It turned out more interesting than I thought it would. Mainly because I felt like fighting those 2 ferals, and then climbing up there. Definitely, that was a really bad idea. But what the heck? This is almost the end of season 5, so who cares if we do a bad idea? Like, I don't. It would take an extraordinarily bad idea to prevent us from getting to 100 days survive with only 5 days to go. For all this stuff in the back. And we'll probably continue using this character. Although she's probably going to get tired, so we'll put her to guard duty. Because we did use her for a decent amount of time. And we'll let her sign out. I mean, because she ate up so much of our medical supplies, healing her back to full. Interesting. It was interesting to see that doesn't fully heal you either. That was also a worthwhile thing to learn. Because normally I don't have a character that has such severe injuries. The funny thing is that the AI ally actually probably saved me there, because she got into melee combat with her. And then she also managed to live. So the AI characters can be helpful in those sorts of situations. I wonder if we're going to get their quest back, but anyways, to recap, there are some ideas in the game, and I didn't get to cover all of them, mainly because we were doing a variety of things, but there are ideas in the game that they're good ideas, but they could go so much farther. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, I don't have the correct weapon. I don't have my Echo S2. I could see him on my radar. But yeah, so there's ideas in the game that I like them, but I feel they're too shallow. They limit our creativity. They're not deep enough. And these are things that they really need to take a look at. Games like Oxygen Not Included, which should be on the channel by time this video goes up. But things like Oxygen Not Included, I haven't played Project Zomboid yet, but I'm told it's very intricate, and those are the things that Undead Labs needs to take a look at to make their game better. The game does not need to be more casual. I don't understand why I understand why they're trying to increase accessibility, but this is not a casual genre. This is a much more hardcore genre, this kind of zombie survival simulation, and I don't think that they're going to benefit from dumbing down mechanics. Like, they should be doubling down on them. That's what I think. Anyways, let me know, what are some mechanics in the game that you think are too basic and could be deepened further? But that's going to be it of this episode. Like this video if it's entertaining, subscribe for future State K2 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.